Let's bring in RNC surrogate attorney Mahek Cook and California GOP candidate, gubernatorial candidate no less, the great Steve Hilton. I want to begin with you, Steve, because let's face it, this is one of those circumstances where people say enough is enough. We have to look after each other. We have to really do something about the cost. Let me share a little sound. This is Hakeem Jeffries, and he's not alone here. He's saying we have to do something about the economy. Obviously, his prescription may be different from yours. Listen to this. Get your thoughts on the other side.
America is far too expensive. The American people all across the country have made that clear repeatedly. Housing costs too high, grocery costs too high.
They literally broke the economy for the last 4 years and then turn around and want to say that, oh my goodness, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you fixing this?
That's a good point there. No matter what you say at the White House, the facts are the facts. People really don't feel like things have gotten a whole lot cheaper. White House obviously sensitive to that. Your thoughts?
Well, they have got a whole lot cheaper in places not run by Democrats. So there is an affordability crisis in America. It's not caused by President Trump. It's caused by Democrat policies. And you can see that when you look at the most expensive places, like right here in California or New York, all places run by Democrats. Just look at gas prices. They're double in California what they are in a state like Texas. The last time I looked, President Trump is also the president in Texas. So it can't be him. In fact, President Trump is lowering gas prices. He's lowering energy costs. It's Democrat policies. Their climate extremism, things like minimum wages that put up the cost of groceries. It's the labor unions restricting the ability to build things. All of this is what makes places run by Democrats the most expensive places in America. And so the answer is not more Democrat policy, it's actually to vote Republican, not just at the federal level, but in your state and local area too.
Mahek, I think he sort of hits the nail on the head, especially when you talk about, some of the local laws as it relates to what you can charge for minimum wage, and obviously some of the gasoline taxes. I mean, Steve mentioned California. It's outrageous what they're charging their consumers. Your thoughts on what he had to say and whether or not this affordability crisis is something the White House has the proper messaging on?
Well, I agree with Steve. I think all of the affordability crisis that we're facing today, President Trump has done a good job to cut regulations, but it really starts with your governor and all the way down to the local level. Ohio, where I sit today, we're 39th in the country. Even though we have Republican leadership, we have to get rid of our income tax. We need to lower property taxes, and we need to start listening to the American people. There is a cost of living crisis, but we inherited that. But we're now in the driver's seat. So I have to call on every single Republican governor, and I hope, Steve Hilton, you get elected, because we have a lot of work to do. National politics goes all the way down to state politics, and the only way to deliver is to remember the American promise. We promised affordability. We have forgotten the middle class because there's so much identity politics happening today in the Democrat Party. Let's get back to what matters: groceries, gas, and lowering taxes. And that's something that we can do at a state level to achieve economic prosperity for every single American and grow that middle class. That is incumbent upon every single governor.
And that's why it's so important what the White House is doing today by saying, listen, some of these tariffs, these duties on some of these products, we don't need that, especially at a time when we're really trying to make it easier for everybody to provide for their families. Let's switch gears for just a moment here. I got about a minute and a half to go. First to you, Mahek. Mamdani wins in New York, and now Seattle has a progressive socialist mayor as well. In fact, let me show you his tweet. He says, congratulations to Seattle's mayor-elect, Wilson for mayor. Seattle voters made their voices heard. They want a new kind of politics, one that rejects corporate PAC money and delivers for working people. From one mayor-elect to another, wishing you the best. Seattle is in great hands. 30 seconds each. Is that so, Mahek?
Look, I think capitalism is failing a lot of the younger people. We sold them an American dream, but we haven't delivered because manufacturing went overseas and our educational system is broken. So we need to train the workforce, deliver excellence, and go back and actually sell what capitalism means. It's America First policies. When you say socialism is bad, it doesn't actually resonate with these young folks today. So we actually have to deliver policies where they can afford a home, their gas, their groceries, and actually believe in that American dream.
Steve, wrap us up.
Watch out, Seattle. If your new mayor is getting a welcome message from Zohran Mamdani, then you really got to worry. Look, it's the same story everywhere this nonsense has been tried. I've seen it in the UK, where I came from in Hungary, where my parents were refugees from. Socialism, communism, expanding government, more bloat, higher taxes. It's always a disaster. There's never been a single place anywhere in the history of the world where it's produced better results than the positive alternative from Republicans and from common sense conservative policies.
Listen, no matter what happens, I always love to say this. If you vote this way, we'll all find out together in a couple of years whether or not you've made a terrible decision or a great decision. So let's sit back and grab a bit of popcorn. Stephen Mahek, thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Have a great
Kevin.
weekend, both of you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.